Okay, what is going on here? Oh, wow, it's green. Holy crap. I'm not quite sure why it is that it's green. In any event, we can. Let's see if we can even see. Wow. Okay, I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing I am, but my what I'm seeing is it is wow. I look like I'm in the middle of a Hulk transformation or something. Ah, not quite sure how to. Huh. All right. Well, in any event, at least we've got this much working. Anyway, uh, definitely gonna be an interesting video. Well, anyway, today we're talking about. Uh, wow, that is. Anyway, all right. Today we're talking about the difference between the wood glue method and the fiberglass method for hardening pepakura. What I have here is oh wow, that's actually supposed to be red. Uh, and the damage to this was actually through like 3 days of heavy abuse. In fact, most of it was because my aunt, like somebody asked me, it's like, oh, I don't want to be, I want to be careful. I don't want to break it, and I went and took it and just slammed it down onto the ground. Uh, the bulk of the damage here was actually from a couple of times that it actually ended up catching a corner of a cement planter box. Actually, all of this damage can actually be very easily repaired. But you can see it's very nice hard shell and everything. We all pretty much know how fiberglass ends up being. This, on the other hand, is a modified gator helmet. Uh, the deformation that I've got here is actually from where I had it stored. I had something on it and didn't realize it and really didn't care because, like I said, this was just a test piece to fool around with. I can actually put that on a form and then just kind of let it go back into shape. But you get that same hardness as you get with the fiberglass, but you retain a much higher level of flexibility, which means that it's a bit more resistant to damage. I did end up actually splitting this here because I mean bam, and because there's no support underneath that and everything else. That's why that got damaged. But it's actually much easier to repair than the fiberglass would be. Uh, and overall, I like the wood glue method a little bit better for a few major considerations. One of which is the actual costs. The wood glue method runs me about half of the amount of money that using the resin method would do. A gallon of the wood glue that I use, this is specifically, okay, I'm not sure if this is coming out backwards or not for you people, but that looks reversed on mine. Eventually, I'm going to have to figure out how to fix various issues and all. But for now, this is at least getting the job done. Like, wow, this is weird. In any event, I use Type Bond Type 2 wood glue. The thread that I actually was reading, talking about how to do it, recommends Type 3 for like on the, I think that they recommended Type 3 on the outside and Type 2 on the inside. I actually, but it did say if you're going to pick one, to pick Type 2 because it will get the job done beautifully, and it actually does. It self levels very well. You don't have to worry about seeing your brush strokes and everything else in it. Also, the difference between wood glue and fiberglass, the cleanup is, I got wood glue. That's spots of wood glue, on my workspace. That all I have to do for cleanup is you can't do that with fiberglass resin. And I can also just kind of put that on here, at least so it doesn't go to waste. Now, that's the big difference. The first major difference between fiberglass resin and wood glue is safety. You cannot work with fiberglass resin barehanded. It's not recommended to work with the cloth barehanded, although you can if you're, you really don't have much of an issue with like touching fiberglass cloths as you would with like the fiberglass insulation versus the fiberglass matting. Actually, the fiberglass matting you can actually use barehanded, but you are more likely to kind of get the pricklies that you get when touching the fiberglass insulation. But the fiberglass mat on the fiberglass cloth, on the other hand, is woven oriented strands where you really don't have to worry about that, getting the, all the fiberglass pins and needles all over. In any event, God, that just still looks weird. Anyway, the way that you do the wood glue method, because this is actually a magneto helmet, which is serving as the base for this. If you notice, this has a top and front, but no sides and back, which means you don't have anything to hold it on. And this piece will eventually also go here. I have to work on specific points of the alignment. I have to deal with something around here because I do want that I want that well-known second triangle. I'm still trying to decide something to do with that. And I ended up cutting out this because this piece here needs to be able to recess in a little bit more. So this will also be, hardened and finished out and, everything in a little bit. For now, I'm going to do this. I originally was trying it, but the video recording software that I was trying to use isn't that good. And I don't know. Like I said, it looks green to me. In any event, compressing a few steps so that you can kind of get the look and kind of get the feel of what to do here. But you take just the wood glue and you want to thin it out a little bit with the water. This is actually a little bit more thinned out than I want it to be. But the benefit of that is you actually get a little bit even longer work time. Like, I mean, I had this thing sitting around for about a half hour or so while I was like getting lunch and a few other things to handle and everything because I got sidetracked. And this is your basic. It's actually red, but it's actually a basting brush, a silicone basting brush that even you can actually even use for fiberglass resin. And what you would do is for cleanup, rather than trying to use mineral spirits or acetone and like all the other various cleanup methods, all you got to do is wait for the fiberglass resin or the wood glue to dry, and then you just peel it off. You know, very simple and everything. I'm going to do an experiment later on. Like, I'm going to get another one of these, and then there's another style that I like. It's actually got round bristles. I'm going to get two of those, and I'm going to actually take one of these and I'm going to cut it down, possibly at an angle, or even just cut it down a little bit and see. And I'm going to do the same thing with the round bristle one and just kind of see what particular, because I've seen different brushes and stuff, so I'm going to see which one actually works better and so on. But for this, you basically just want to put the wood glue, you want to get a coating all over the piece. Once you've got it coated, like really, you can sort of tell how I've got this part over here coated, but that not, but I'll deal with that later. Once you actually get the wood glue on there, you get just a good solid layer. Then you go and you take, this is actually standard baby wipes. The same thing you get at any baby section, Kroger, Walmart, Tesco, or whatever store, you got your thing. And let's see, I've got different size pieces. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You just basically cut it into how you would work with normal fiberglass cloth. And you can see that piece. You can you can see it a little bit better, and then you just kind of tap it down so that you get full adhesion. You have no air bubbles or anything else up under it. All right. Yeah, I finally got the live thing to work. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing as this is probably how I'm going to end up having to do all my posting from now on, because I can't get a good video recording software to work. So. But basically what you want to do is you want to make sure that each of the pieces of the baby wipe, you don't have to saturate them, but you just have to make sure that they are completely, filled with the wood glue. I know that people are sitting there saying that's, splitting hairs or whatever, but basically you just want to get a coating over the entire piece. Then what you want to do is you want to lay down the baby wipes, and that will be your fiberglass cloth substitute. Once you've actually got that, then you want to come back in and do another coat over all of the baby wipes to seal everything. And then if you're going to do a second layer, you would then, once again, at that point you would also work in sections, but you would put down some of the wood glue, you put down the baby wipes, and get everything just tapped down and all. And then once you've got the second layer of baby wipes on, then you go and you do another coat. And you actually want to make that, you just want to barely dilute that. You want to get just diluted enough to be able to actually paint it on. You can actually use straight up wood glue, but it's kind of hard to actually get it moved out. But it self-levels very well. So that way you don't have to worry about your brush stroke showing. You don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. So it gives you a much better surface area to work with. In any event, I'm going to finish this up and then try to get the issues solved with why it is that my camera is showing everything green. But in any event, thank you for continuing to watch and have a nice day. I will actually, if I start getting people saying, hey, you know, do more live broadcasts or whatever, I may actually, you know, say, hey, you know, it's like I'm going to do live broadcasts other than just figuring out just, hey, I'm going to use my live broadcast as a way to get my shows going because I can't get a video recording software to work. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a nice day. And